Hello, my name is Benjamin Bergman, and today I bring to you part of my testimony of my experiences in life with God. And today, particularly, I'm going to tell you about a time when I had turned my back on God and share some experiences that I had in hopes that I will reach others out there who have had these experiences and may still be running or far off from God. So this isn't my entire testimony, but it is a part of my testimony that I'd like to share with you. So to kind of set the scenario for you, I was in my early 20s. I was in college, and I was dating a woman that was not the woman my mother particularly wanted me to be with. I knew about God. I had believed in God up to this point in my life from about the age 9. At this time I was 21. And I was in active sin with this woman. The sin of fornication, sexual immorality. We decided to go to a movie one night. And it was a terrible movie. Don't even remember what it's called, but just one of those thriller type movies with people getting murdered and mutilated. It was terrible. And during this movie, something happened where it felt like something got on my back during this movie. Because this movie, like I said, was evil. Very, very evil. After the movie, I was still feeling weird. After I felt this presence on my back. And as we left the theater and I was holding my girlfriend's hand, I started having thoughts in my head that they seemed like they weren't even mine. They weren't my thoughts. And almost like in a voice, these thoughts said, just hold her hand tightly and just cross the street and don't look. Looking back now, I'd call it like a demon of suicide. And my girlfriend was very scared. She said there was facial expressions on my face that she's never seen before, and I wasn't acting normal. And so she said, please let me drive. So I let her drive. And I remember reclining my chair as we're driving back to my parents' house. I was still living at my parents'. And I continued making weird facial expressions, and during the car ride, I could feel my face like making weird expressions like I've never made or felt on my face before. And we get back to my parents and we say our goodnights, and she leaves, and then I start having these thoughts again. And this voice says, just fill up the bathtub and drown yourself. Now, like teenagers and people in their early 20s, it's not the easiest time in life, but I was never suicidal. Never had thoughts like that. It was totally odd for me. So I actually filled the tub up. And it was so full. I remember I had started filling it up, and then I was just like in a kind of anxious, nervous state. I started just kind of pacing around the house. And then I'm like, at one point I'm like, the tub's still, the water's still running. I run in there and it was like right at the very top. And I shut it off and I'm like looking at this tub and it's just level with the top. I'm like, I can't even get in there. So I let the water out. It's about a little after midnight by now. And so I go to my bedroom, try to start getting to sleep. And that's when it really got weird. I'm laying there, got the covers up, lights out, and I start hearing. And I never have used drugs or alcohol. I'm totally in my right mind. And I start hearing on my carpet, which was like a really low pile carpet, almost like that carpet that you put outside on a deck. And I hear pacing back and forth. And I, inside, am gripped with fear I've never felt. Never felt up to that point and have never felt since. Just utter fear and terror. Like scared, like out of my wits. And as I lay there, I thought of what my mom said, who's always been a very faithful woman towards God and a prayer warrior is what I call her. And she told me once in conversation, if you ever are scared or fearful, or you get yourself in a bad situation, pray in the name of Jesus. And that's what I started doing. I started praying, and as God my Father in heaven, Jehovah, the Almighty, the one true God, not a poser God, but the one true God, the genuine article, God my Father, is my witness. As soon as I said the name of his Son, Jesus Christ, that presence, which I know now, without a doubt, was a demon, a fallen angel that was cast out of heaven with Satan to earth, left my bedroom, and I literally felt the wind and air move. I heard the air move, and I physically felt the wind and heard it. And that demon left my room like a missile. It sounded like a missile. It was like, shoo! Now, I don't know, but I pray that many souls will see this video that I am going to provide to a dear friend of mine. And I pray that, like the Holy Scriptures say in the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. In that same book, in chapter 14, verse 6, Jesus declares, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but through me. So it is my prayer that whoever sees this, John chapter 8, verse 32, will be your experience, will be your testimony, that you know the truth, which is Jesus Christ, made manifest and known to mankind by the love, grace, and mercy of God our Father, the one true God. That you shall know Jesus, and Jesus, like it says in that verse, shall set you free. He is the truth. So God bless you. Whoever sees this video, I pray that it speaks to your heart and to your mind, and that you would know the time is short. The time is short before the return of Jesus Christ, just like he said he would return. And that you would surrender your life of selfishness, which only leads to sin, which leads to death without hope. It is my prayer that you would know Christ, Christ in you, the hope of glory, like it says in Colossians chapter 1, verse 27. So I pray this testimony of me and my life experience will mean a great deal to somebody, even if it's just one soul. God bless, and may you come to know the one true God and truly be set free. God's will be done.